Would you realize this is going to be an entire episode of us butchering how to pronounce Japanese names?
It's fine. It's fine.
I think it's going to be an entire episode of IY just insulting my choice of best friends.
He had the worst choices. Let me tell you.
Biffles.
Let me tell you this now, right? He had the worst choices.
Listen, just because some of them ended up being either murderers, victims, or serial killers, doesn't mean I had bad choices.
And I'll bring this point up when we're recording properly.
All right, I'm ready to go.
If Nick can remember
Yeah, I'm
the
ready
intro.
to go. I just looked it up there.
How'd you forget the intro to your own show?
Because I've been playing a lot of games, Hans.
It's like one sentence of dialogue.
It's more the structure of things.
Sorry. Wait, it's brothers and sisters, welcome to this month's game club.
Shut up,
where
you're
we
playing Persona 5 on easy, you can't talk.
I'm playing Persona 5 right now as we talk.
Goddamn it, Hans.
I'll stop.
Making me goddamn stop playing it to do this stupid fucking... So close to the end.
Way to big up your own show.
I'm so close to the end.
Right, let's go, let's do this.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to the Not So Super Bash Bros presents Game Club for April 2017. Yes, Game Club is back, the monthly video podcast review thing, where we take a game every month, play it, and come back and talk about it for your listening pleasure. This month we played Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, the murder mystery visual novel that was originally released in 2014 for the PlayStation Vita before finally making its way to Steam and the PS4. I am the ultimate vodcast host, Nick Davis, and I'm joined, as ever, by the ultimate sexual deviant, Mr. Hans Davis.
Bite you.
The ultimate stubborn bastard, Alex Proudfoot.
Wait a minute. I don't know if I should laugh because I haven't heard what mine is yet.
That hits a bit too close to home, Nick.
And the ultimate sarcastic asshole, IY Chung.
Got it in one.
Yes, we are back. All four of us are here discussing a game. What's up, everybody?
Bastards. I'm sorry, that really got me.
Oh, yes. Danganronpa. We came together last month to discuss Resident Evil. This month, due to fuck up on all of our parts, Hans picked the game instead of Alex. And he picked Danganronpa. Trigger Happy yeah, the trigger. I need to think about every time I say Danganronpa, because I don't expect the N. I always expect it's Danganronpa, Romba, or not Danganronpa. So what is Danganronpa? I hear you say.
What is Danganronpa?
Thank you, random citizen. Danganronpa, when 15 students are selected to be the newest class in an elite high school, they quickly find out that the school isn't the host to the future leaders of the world, but rather the stage for a brutal murder game hosted by their adorable, insane bear captor. Did everyone finish this game? Because I did. In 3 days.
I did.
I too finished this game.
And
I did a trial a day, so pretty much.
I didn't like that, yeah.
I think me and my wife finished it really early in the month.
Yeah, she was supposed to finish it within the first week.
Oh, that's a bit longer than that. But I didn't like Hans actually. Amy actually enjoyed watching the cases and stuff. And so for me it was what's gonna happen in tomorrow's episode? So I did it episodically as well.
I played about either an episode and a half or an episode a day, because I got caught up playing Persona. And maybe
how do you play an episode and a half?
I would get up to say where the trial starts, and then take the trial.
And then you just stop outside the room like I had to.
Yeah, a couple of times, just because it was getting late. I was like, all right, And I'm assuming, because we have talked about this, it all took us around 20-ish hours. I think I clocked in about 19 or 18.
Yeah, mine was 22, I believe it was.
Mine was 25 because obviously I had to capture the footage.
Yep.
Yeah, mine was 21.
And we all got the good ending.
Well, there's another ending?
There is 2 endings. What?
It's not really.
It's like a hidden.
ending.
It's not really an ending. It's like a hidden scene.
Is that the one
it's
if
like-
you make the other choice?
Yeah, if you refuse.
Oh, I got the other choice.
Yeah,
if you like point out Kyoko's lie.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious though.
Right, I want to talk about that bit later on, whenever we talk about
Okay,
it.
we will get to it, but as always, I have split this up into 3 segments for us to talk about and discuss. First segment.
What are those 3 segments, Nick?
I didn't
Sorry.
ask.
Oh,
Come
sorry,
on.
Sorry. My bad.
Ruining the flow.
Don't hold
Segment
us in
1.
suspense. What are the 3 things?
God. Fucking. Damn it.
But Nick, you have yet to tell us.
Plot, characters, gameplay. That's it. Fuck you guys.
This is my favorite part about this show, just fucking with Nick.
So yes, I will, fair warning, from here on out it will be full spoilers for anyone that is watching, as is par for the course for Game Club. But in case you are wondering, we will be talking openly about the later parts of the game. So
Right up to the end.
you have been warned. Segment 1, guys. The plot of the game. I will kick things off by quickly saying, this game has an incredible premise. I think it's such a cool idea. Of, like, the whole idea of, like, people being locked in, like, one room and saying, alright, to get out, you have to kill someone and get away with it. It's a nice twist on, because obviously the idea of, like, oh, this murder house has kind of been done before, but it's generally, alright, the last person alive just gets out. I like the idea of, no, you have to kill someone and get away with it instead.
It's like a twist on Saw, almost.
Yeah.
Like the Saw films. Yeah, no, I think the story... I think the story's awesome. I think you said the premise is pretty cool as well. Because I think they do a good job of the story of drip feeding everything just enough that you kind of keep going, wait, what the fuck does this mean? I thought I knew what was going on. Now you've given me this new thing and I have no idea, so now I have to rebuild all my facts, sort of thing.
Yeah. There is like a lot of moments in it where it does the whole flashback thing. It's like, oh wait, we were told this bit of information, but it was like, oh, it means nothing. The big bit being the bit where, you know, Junko supposedly says about the whole like, oh, those are just edited images of the modeling thing because that's not actually her, and you just pass it off as, oh, you know, people use Photoshop all the time, but really it's the other character. Right? It's
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I noticed so much more of that replaying this the second time through. Like, another bit was like, you know, when fake Junko dies by getting impaled, she actually says this wasn't how, as in, you assume it's like, oh, this wasn't how my life was supposed to end, but it's like, this wasn't how this was supposed to go.
According to plan.
You kind of realize that, yeah, like, there's so much, it makes the plot twists not seem cheap. Do you know what I mean? Because it would have been easy to make it anybody, like the mastermind or whatever, or the traitor or whatever. But because there's actually foreshadowing, you kind of see the evidence build up, and you go like, "Oh, that's really well done. That's really clever."
My only, I would say, the issue though I find with it is that, so there's this amazing, you know, setting for it all, right? But did you notice how, like, what is it? I want to know everyone's opinion. I know this is kind of jumping ahead, but like, how did everyone feel about how it ended as an ending?
I actually have it specifically pointed out. I think there is far too many loose threads for this to stay like as a standalone game. I think they leave so much up in the air, and not in a ambiguous way, more in a hey, go look at the sequel kind of way. Because they leave so many questions unanswered that if they weren't planning a sequel, should have been answered. Like, the whole, like, if the only mystery had been, like, what actually is the world, like, out there, that would be the kind of, this is just kind of ambiguous, like, open to interpretation type ending. But it's like, they never really reveal how the whole selective amnesia stuff actually happened.
They also don't reveal, like, how
Monokuma actually took over the world.
Yeah.
As he implies he did. Like,
But then, of
there's a lot
course, that adds into the whole, like, oh, you don't know how it turned out outside.
yeah.
So
it's a weird thing, and like if you look at it from a really artsy fartsy point of view, like the whole thing of the door opening then like fades to white. It's supposed to give this idea of it doesn't matter what's out there because they can beat it with hope.
Yeah, no, that is exactly how it wants you to interpret that.
But no, I agree. Like for a standalone game, you do need some amount of closure. Even if there was like, say, like beat the game on hard mode, and then you got the true ending or something, that would have been a lot better. Yeah, no, I agree.
I was very annoyed with it. I think after the massive build-up in the last few chapters of like what's happened to their families, what's happened to the world outside, why did they forget, all that stuff, and then it just builds up and it's just like, oh, they're away. Who knows what awaits them next?
I think the selective amnesia stuff was what really like kind of ticked me off. Because it is such a, like, alright, you've suddenly lost these 2 years of your life, and, like, they kind of just brush it off as, it happened. Don't need to explain how I did it. Just, it happened.
But it doesn't annoy you that they have amnesia, it's that they don't explain why they have amnesia.
It's such a acute case of amnesia that it's like, how did this happen? Like, this is obviously planned that you somehow did this.
It is explained in not the second game, but the anime.
Well, the way I sort of like view the game in terms of the story stuff is that I sort of, because I caught on to the whole, like, as you did, like, the final ending is the whole, we have hope. As soon as you look at it as an anime-ass anime, that's absolutely fine. There's actually nothing wrong with it, because that is kind of, like, how it is. You know, the main character's power is revealed, and with that you beat the darkness, and that's it. Like, it doesn't really need to go any further. It's just, I feel like we are looking at it correctly as well. Like, we want just that little bit more from it. But if you think about what they were probably aiming for, I feel like they did achieve what they were going for. Maybe not what we wanted.
Because it's essentially a mix between a movie or TV show or whatever and a game, because it's a visual novel, so it's like that blurry middle line between the two. It's a hard flip up, because when you invest so many hours into a game, you want some sort of satisfying conclusion. But when you're watching a movie or a TV show or whatever, and it's only like an hour and a half long, you don't mind if it's a bit of a vague ending. So I think that's what it's doing, the ending of a movie or anime, or like you said, but it doesn't take into account the whole fact that you've invested in this for 20-25 hours, you know?
I can see your point there.
Alright, we kind of touched on them a bit, but we'll now move on to the characters.
Nick, don't say we touched on the character.
So yes, as the whole premise of the game is, there is 15/16 students put into the school, and in addition to probably Monokuma, those are like the main characters of the game. So, ultimate lucky student Makoto Miyagi,
aka your dude,
aka the ultimate hope, and aka the protagonist,
aka the most boring dude on the planet.
Hey, what's your turn? Is there an order to this?
You say that, yes, but I feel like that's the point of him, is he is meant to be this completely average dude.
I disagree, but we'll get so Nick, what did you think of him?
I thought he was like the perfect catalyst for the player. Like, he was completely average in every way, and I feel like that was the whole point of his character. Like, he wasn't meant to stand out as like some of the other characters did. He was just meant to kind of be there.
I think as a point of view for the player, he is perfectly fine. But my god, he can be a spineless wee bitch sometimes. Especially when it comes to Kyoko and Byakuya. He is just so wimpy and doesn't stand up for himself. And it's just, if it was me in that role, I'd be like, no, hold the fuck on. I'm gonna slap the glasses off you specky twat.
Do you know what? I felt at times that they were playing the game for me.
So, Alex, Makoto.
I know he's supposed to be the average student, but I think he was a bit too generic.
I like that he was Mr. Generic, personally. But although I would say that it does lead to the whole, like, oh, there's something really important about him at the end. And there is. Yeah. But
it's a very typical anime.
Yeah,
thing.
so that
where like, oh, you're not actually just an ordinary guy.
Yeah, and with the ending, and like I said with the ending, I don't think that's a good or a bad thing. So I think he is, my opinion of him is what he is. He is neutral. It is neutral.
Okay, the ultimate question mark. Kyoko Kurogiri, who becomes the ultimate detective when she gets her memory back.
Nick, what did you think of Kyoko?
I thought she was fine. She was a bit bitchy at times, but I actually really like her character of like, oh, it turns out I have a deeper connection to this school than most. Hans?
I think she's a stone cold bitch.
Alright.
I really think she's really nasty at times, like properly nasty.
Alex?
I mean, her character was alright. It was kind of a bit too handholdy at times, but I mean, she was a detective, so I mean, yeah, no, it was fine.
I was actually hoping she was going to be the ultimate hope, because you don't know what she is. So I was hoping you were actually going to be Mr. Generic throughout the entire game, and it'd be like, oh, she's actually the really special one. But obviously that wasn't the case. I actually thought she was actually a really good character.
I will say I fell for the bait and thought she was going to be the mastermind.
Oh, I didn't think that. I never thought that.
Ha, rookie mistake.
No, I totally
Whoa,
thought
don't
she
you
was
talk
gonna
about
be
rookie
the
mistakes,
mastermind.
Alex, because we're going to
Listen,
get
man.
your rookie mistake
Listen.
later. Right? But anyway, no, I think she's a good character, personally, and I felt like they gave you a good character to hold your hand, because, detective.
Yeah.
So I think she was actually good. Also, I like her character design.
The ultimate affluent prodigy? Byakuya?
Byakuya.
Yeah.
Blitzball Togami.
I'd say just call him Togami. Or, as he's called by Hero in the anime, Toga Party.
That's a great name.
So, Nick, what did you think of Toga Party?
He may actually be one of my favorite characters. He might be my favorite one that survived. Just because I actually I like dickhead characters. Sue me.
So you like the rival? You like Kai from
Yeah.
Beyblade, Kaiba
Yeah.
from Yu-Gi-Oh, Sasuke from Naruto.
I like the rivals. I like people being a dick to the main character. Because fuck them.
I didn't like him up until he starts to turn over his new leaf. Because he kind of, it's during the, is it the Sakura case? When he's completely thrown by the fact this was suicide, and he's like, shit, friendship actually does lead to better things. And then I think the point where I actually started to really like him was after he just turned around and goes, he discovers that his family's in ruins. He was like, fuck you, my family's not in ruins, I'm still alive and I'm going to kill you. That was possibly one of those badass moments in the entire game. So hated him at first, but liked him towards the end.
Oh, he was amazing. He was an absolute genius throughout the entire thing. Setting up stuff, playing people off each other. Absolute genius.
No, just to go back to what Alex said there, yeah, I fear that Alex likes that character because of the other character Alex likes, right? So I was pouring out there, right? But anyway, I was actually in the same boat as Hans, I would say, because I thought he was very much one-dimensional at the start. He's very much, I'm the douche, you're going to listen to me, and that was it. But actually, I thought, like Hans, like he got a lot better, and after he got development, he became actually a really strong character. Also, I hated everyone's voices, by the way, in English at the start, but then whenever I heard his more, and the way he talks to you, and how he is just a bit of a dick, I actually really liked it. So I did. I thought he actually he had one of the best voice actors for that role he had to play.
Alright, next character. Before we get too sidetracked. The ultimate writing prodigy, TOKO FUKAWA.
Nick,
TOKO FUKAWA.
what did
Hans.
you think of Toko?
I didn't like her.
Now, this is Toko, not Genocide, yeah?
Yeah, just TOKO.
Okay.
Didn't like her. Thought she was boring.
I liked her, but only because of the relationship she had with Toga Party.
Toga Party.
I think it's really, really funny. I think it gets even funnier whenever Genocide Jill is involved.
Okay, Nick, let me tell you an interesting story about my relationship with this prodigy. So, I felt really bad for her because, she was always locked in a room, stuff like that. So I decided to spend all my free time with her prior to the case that brought out her alter ego. Yep. She became my BFF, if you will. And let's just say the next day, Genocide Jill was not happy with me. But, yeah. She was my BFF for a short time.
Okay. Alright.
Got really weird.
Okay.
It got real deep there.
Okay, so I don't mind there being like, oh, I'm socially awkward around people characters, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't like those characters who are like that, but they're actually really aggressive.
Yeah.
Because if you notice the way she talks to you, it's
She's very standoffish.
yeah, and she's always like, you know, paranoid, which is fine, right? But like, I felt like she wasn't quite right. Like, if she was just, oh, I'm just like a shy writer who uses my novels to have adventures, essentially, then I probably would have talked to her. But because she was some crazy bitch, she's like, here, what are you thinking about me? You think I'm a bitch? And I'm like, yeah, I do actually, because you are, right? So
I think I'm disgusting.
Yeah. So I'm the opposite of Alex, is what I'm saying.
Alright, the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jill.
Nick, what did
yeah.
you think of Genocide Jill?
I really liked her. I wish she kind of just stayed as Genocide Jill the entire fucking time. Would have been much more interesting.
Pretty much does at a certain point. Jesus.
Yeah. Hans.
It's the kind of same thing as Toko. I think she's fine as a narrative tool for that one case, but it's only really her relationship with Toga Party that keeps her interesting. Like, I do think it's hilarious. At one point, Toga Party literally runs out of the cafeteria from her, and she runs after him. But yeah,
Hans. That tongue.
that. Oh god, no.
Alex.
I'll be honest, I absolutely hated her at the start because she took my BFF away from me. But as I slowly spent my time with her, yes, I did go and spend time with her.
Sorry, I did once as well.
Oh,
I
I know.
never went back.
Oh, for some reason, I kept going back. But
That tongue.
yeah, great character. Love.
Aww. I mini vomited because you said that.
I
I didn't like her at all. I thought that
You didn't like her laugh?
I did like, you know, Hans says that, oh, you know she was a good narrative for that case, but I feel like you know, for a game that's like based on, oh, you know, like an anime where it's like, oh, everything's very convenient, it's a bit too convenient. It's like, here's a serial killer, oh, they're in this school, like,
But they
I
don't
thought
actually
that-
kill anyone.
yeah, I thought that was a bit much personally. I didn't like her.
the ultimate swimming pro, Ao Asahina.
Nick, what'd you think of Hina?
I liked Hina mainly because she had the same voice actress as the cat in Persona 5.
I'm still
But
not
I think-
convinced on this, but okay.
It is.
Oh, did
It's
you actually
totally
look
her.
it up? Okay.
Yeah, it's totally a Cassandra Moore show. Apart from that, I think she's kind of useless to the entire fucking story. She does nothing. But yeah, the voice actress was good. Character, not so much. Hans?
I think she is pathetic. I think like she is just this moany little child throughout the entire thing, and then on top of that tries to get you all killed. And then it turns out she nearly fucked up her best friend's wishes and trying to get you all killed anyway. So I think I really dislike.
I really didn't like her. Because she turned her back on her best friend and probably the best character in the game.
Awa.
Best character. Shut the fuck up, you guys. My bae, right? My bacon and eggs, right?
I knew this was
Right?
coming.
No. You're all wrong, right? That's not what I'm gonna say. You're all wrong. No, but I think she was.
So we have found out Iowa is a tits man. Is that we've all kind of come to a
That's exactly
conclusion?
what we find out here.
No, I think she was one of the better characters because she actually, I felt, had a reason within the actual story. She had confrontations with multiple characters. She also, her friendship with Sakura, I think that pairing gives actual life to those characters, because they actually, because you knew from quite early on that, oh, okay, these two are very important to each other, and that was actually translated into a later case. And like, also, she loves donuts, right? and
I too,
and I love
donuts
too, right? So, you know, Alma says, you know, best character, you know, got her that flotation device, loved it, you know, and gave her that swimming suit, which I thought a bit forward, but okay, she loved it too. It was, look, and you know what? She survives till the end, right?
She does.
Yep. So I think she's the best. I'm glad we actually have different opinions on all these characters, though. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Right.
The ultimate... I think we're all going to have the same opinion on this guy. The ultimate clairvoyant. Yasuhiro Hagakure. Dude is the worst. I like his attitude, but in the whole process of the story, he could just not be there. Dude literally does nothing in any case.
Do you want to hear something funny? In the anime, he does literally nothing as well. In the anime, he gets trapped outside the building that's happening and all this stuff. Oh, I have no idea. Yeah. Hero to me is a complete non-factor.
I did find him kind of annoying because he like went against every single bit of logic in the trial. Like any trial whatsoever, here is like,
dude, Kyoko has to be a ghost. Swearsies, 30% right all the time.
That hair don't lie, and neither do I.
Fucking numbwit. That's what he is. Oh,
yeah, no, I wasn't a fan. I feel like he's very much the sheep character of like, he will listen to something and say, oh, that must be true now. Which, if you think about it, is kind of what your character is.
He's kind of the more accepting of your character. Like, your character will hear something like, all right, is this like, and then analyze it. Hero will just like, oh yeah, fuck it, yeah, sure,
ghost.
Why not?
Yep.
Has to be a ghost.
No, he's not great. I thought he would die personally. Maybe I just hoped he would die, but
part of me wanted him to be the mastermind and for him to do this whole like twist of personality and actually be this really smart guy, but it didn't happen. Sayaka Mizuno, the ultimate pop sensation. I thought she was a bitch. Even before it's revealed that she tried to frame you for murder. She's a bitch. She's just like, oh, I love you, Makoto. Oh, be nice to me. Fuck her.
Let me teach you how to give presents to someone.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Hans.
I actually liked her up until the whole, like, because I genuinely didn't see the betrayal coming. I also didn't expect...
I totally knew she was going to be the first person to die.
I actually
it was
didn't.
So blatantly obvious she was going to die first.
I didn't think she was, because I think I was too caught up in the fact it's a murder game, and in the murder game, yeah, your assistant usually does die, but it's usually like the final trial where you got to solve your assistant's thing. I would never have expected her to be the first one.
See, I thought of her less of an assistant and more of a love interest, and the love interest always dies first.
You know what, Hans? I'm with you.
Yeah!
God damn it!
She was my first BFF, right? I knew...
God, you just fucking go through them, don't you?
I thought she would kill someone and frame me, but I didn't think it would be so soon, and I didn't think she would die because of it. So I was absolutely gutted, because then I had to go make a new BFF. But yeah, I liked it. I like her going out with style, you know.
What do we do with style? She hid herself in a bathroom and then got shanked.
Yeah, but she wrote the name.
I was just jealous.
No, she wrote a couple of numbers, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Fucking idiots go to this school.
Alright.
You don't have to be smart, you just gotta be good at something, Nick. That's the whole point of it.
I knew from the start, seeing her character, seeing the way she talked to your character, okay, this is their way to catch guys who like this kind of character and they're going to do something to that character really, really soon. Now, myself and Amy, I wanted a betrayal because she was being so nice. I wanted a betrayal, and Amy thought she would die first. So we were both right, which was great. It was the best outcome that could have happened. The funny part is that about her character, I feel like it was a perfectly okay character, but I feel like it was too obvious how everything turned out. For me personally, I felt like, oh, okay, maybe it's because I really wanted the betrayal, and I thought it was done really well. But yeah, I didn't like her personally though. Would not be BFF. Would not be BFF.
The ultimate baseball star, my boy, Leon Kuwata.
Your boy didn't last long, Nick.
My boy. He just wants to rock, guys. Doesn't
Nick,
care about baseball.
Nick,
he just wants to rock out.
Is it because you relate to him because he got pummeled by so many balls?
No, it's because he just wants to be a rock star and he's too good at something else. Much like myself.
Wait, what?
I'm too good at being a podcast host. So I can't pursue my dreams of being a rock star.
Right, okay.
Hans.
Yeah, he was fine. I don't remember anything spectacular about him from the whole time with them. He's just kind of a bro, but he's fine. He wasn't really around long enough to hate him or like him, I don't think.
Alex?
Yeah. Didn't really care for him.
No comment, move on.
Yeah, riveting reviews for your boy here now.
Well, you know what? Fuck you. The ultimate programmer, Chihiro Fujisaki.
Ah, my heart.
Third favorite character.
I thought the twist for him was too obvious.
Oh yeah.
That it was a boy?
So we have a detective here, guys, right? Alex Proudfoot. Sussed it out.
I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming. I thought Sakura would have been a boy.
No, I thought she was too obvious.
Yeah, I thought it was too obvious too. Yeah, that's too.
Because if she turns out to be a guy, it's not a joke. If they play it up, oh, she's actually a girl, that's a running joke.
Wait, Nick?
Nick said
So,
third favorite.
Third favorite character, I think she's awesome. The twist is great. Her whole story is heartbreaking.
Yeah, I agree. The bit where she is it's during the trial, and it's just her, a black background, and it's her explaining her not being strong enough, actually broke my heart. And it broke my heart the second time I saw it. It is so tragic. And then she's fucking killed by that asshole, that piece of shit, that scumbag Mondo. Why?
Plus she's a programmer like me, so...
Actually really broke my heart. I'd say joint favorite, probably.
Alright, Ultimate Detective. What's up?
Well, I mean, the way that case was laid out, it was pretty obvious.
Well, please, we're not talking about cases, Alex. We're not talking about cases.
Well, I'm just saying, it became obvious that it's a dude rather than a chick. But
to me, that wasn't the bit that got me. It was the fact that
it was the reasoning behind that.
It's like I said. It's the same with the cases. It's the layer to it.
Oh yeah, no.
From the very start,
from
the very start, they could have been hinting that she's actually a guy, and it the whole twist still would have been just as meaningful because of her reasons behind it.
Yeah,
I thought
her actually being a guy wasn't the twist. It was why she was a guy. Or why she pretended to be a girl.
To be honest, I can see where Alex is coming from. Although I wouldn't have said, "Oh, she's clearly a dude" or whatever. I definitely would have thought, okay, there's something to do about gender, whether it's the killer's gender or the victim's gender. But I wouldn't have jumped to Chihiro.
They're the one character which I regretted not spending more time with. I talked to them once, and then they died the next day. They were going to be my next person to talk to, and I was so gutted that I didn't get to talk to them more. It's even more so after you find out like why they do, like the reasoning behind everything. Like one of the best characters, personally.
All right. The ultimate biker gang leader, aka my second least favorite character, Mondo Owada. I think he's dull. I think his story is not as good as everyone, or not as like touching as everyone makes it out to be. Like, if he had legit actually murdered his brother, that'd be much better.
But man, that's Sona.
I don't care.
He
He has stupid hair too. It looks like a fucking corn on the cob.
is a scumbag. I'm glad he died. Up until he killed Chihiro, I thought he was kind of an alright comedy character. With the swearing and stuff. Outside of that, I didn't rate him. But yeah, no, once he was the guy that killed Chihiro, and then when you find out why he killed him was because he thought Chihiro was mocking him, I was just kind of like, no, you're scum. That's not okay to do that. Just because this guy has got a better willpower and stronger willpower than you does not give you the right to kill him. Scum of the earth.
Alex.
I didn't like him. I thought he was a bit too much.
My man.
Oh,
I thought. Okay, so no, wait, in saying that, like he was my favorite male character because now that I'm actually thinking about it, I actually didn't like a lot of the male ones. Now that I'm sort of like quickly.
Dude, Chihiro.
Okay, well, yeah. Alright, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
fine. But no, I actually think that Mondo was fine because at the start it is the whole he's part of a biker gang. He must be some like hard lad, right? But like his story isn't tragic in the sense as Hans pointed out. Like it's not because he physically did something. But like I actually think that the reason why Chihiro is so good is actually because of Mondo, because of what happened there, and I actually do like the interaction between the two of them. Obviously, you look at it and it's like, he had a really bad temper and killed them. That's really bad. But at the end of the day, the reason why I actually like him is because he kept his promise to the end, and that for me shows integrity after what he had just done.
you're saying it's a redeeming quality.
Yeah. Like, I think to keep your promise like that, I think that's actually amazing. Just as a general thing.
Then how about you don't kill him in the first place? How about that? How about you don't kill?
Oh, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Poor guy.
We're just as Alex would say, we're just playing the game.
Just playing the game, man.
No, I'm sorry.
You just
That one
gotta
hurt,
do what you
guys.
gotta
That
do.
one actually hurt.
No, but
me.
I think actually like it was good, and I feel like because of those two, it made the second case, which we'll get into, my favorite.
The ultimate moral compass, Kiyotaka Ishimaru, aka Taka. I have no opinions on him because I think his character is very dull, but he didn't exactly do anything overly offensive or like bad.
I think it's kind of minus the scum of the earth thing, probably similar thing to Mondo. I think he's a perfectly fine comedy character, and that's really about it.
Alex?
Yeah. I mean, he was there, wasn't he? So that's pretty much all you can really say. Until he fuses. And then he gets interesting.
And then
disappears.
And then dies the next day.
Also, that's why Mondo is one of the best dudes, because he's able to have such an influence, right, on Taka. But no, I think... Okay, so I don't actually have much of an opinion on Taka as well, but I can appreciate that having a character of authority in a time of very much chaos is actually a really good thing in terms of balancing out the group. So I think he's very much a needed character, but overall he didn't do anything really except die.
The ultimate fanfic creator, Hifumi Yamada.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome.
Quite possibly the worst way to get into school. My issue with Hifumi is
He's a pervert.
I literally spent no time with him. He is just a massive stereotype.
Yeah.
He is.
Nick, come on. You can't be throwing jokes about his weight about. You can't call him
To
a
the
massive
very
stereotype.
like everything about him is just your stereotypical otaku character?
I'm going to go for the hat trick here. Perfectly fine comedy character. There's no depth to him. It is just, I feel like that's it. Any comedy character is just kind of a stereotype. Like Taka is the uptight one, Mondo is the typical renegade, and then you've got Hifumi, who's the typical perv.
God, I didn't like him. Did not like him at all. I would physically cringe every time he would come onto the screen.
Yeah, I agree with Nick. Very much a stereotype.
The ultimate gambler, Celestia Ludenberg, aka Celeste. Best death scene.
Yeah, well, it's actually pretty funny.
Because it's hilarious.
It's not just the fire.
And then she gets run over by a fire truck.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Brilliant. Actually, sorry, addition. I like how intense she gets sometimes. Like the reaction shot where she like leans forward and her eyes just go like one color is very funny.
I think she's a bitch, but then she is written to be a bitch, so in that terms she's a well written character, or her character serves her purpose, I suppose. She's really, I'm trying to think. I think she's the only murderer that actually sets out with the proper intent to kill. Am I right?
Yes.
The first one's self-defense. Second one is he loses his temper.
Yeah.
Third one, yeah, he is the only one who sets out. She's the only one who sends out with the intent to kill.
Yeah, actually has a plan.
Yeah. So I think so she's evil.
No, let me tell you a story.
Oh jeez.
So, after my first BFF died in the first case, and I lost my second BFF due to her alter ego coming out and threatening to kill me, I turned to Celestia as my new BFF, only for it to turn out that she is also a homicidal maniac, and that I cannot trust anyone anymore.
Wow, you actually do have the worst taste.
I think it's similar to what I said about Taka. Like she's fine. It's just I didn't really care that much. I like sort of the persona she puts on. Like I feel
persona what?
No. I feel like that's perfectly fine. It's just I felt like there was just better characters at that point. But she was another situation where I talked to them once and then they died the next case.
The ultimate martial artist, Sakura Agami. I think she is like the second best character. I think she is one of I think she's like one of the only redeemable like characters. Like she does everything for a purpose and like makes amends for her mistakes.
And even though she didn't actually make a mistake, because although she's the traitor, she never actually does anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think she is my joint favorite with Chihiro. Because she she literally is willing to sacrifice. Like she plans to kill herself from the off-go because she knows that she has upset the balance. And she thinks her sacrificing herself will cause everyone to feel a bit more at ease. Like, that is an amazing sacrifice to make. Yeah, possibly one of the only two properly good people in that entire place.
Do you mean good as in like
good
morally?
as in moral?
Or do you mean
morally?
Okay.
Morally
Okay.
good, not well written as in morally good.
Alex?
Yeah, I'd pretty much agree with Hans. Thought she was amazing. Didn't actually become her BFF though. I was too busy.
Not up to that tier yet.
Yeah, no. Too busy going for all the murderers and all that.
Also, is it clear to everyone else that she is madly in love with Hina?
Yeah.
Like she is. It is to her. It is not just a friendship. She is in love with her, but it's never. It's the unspoken love. It's never said.
Because she died.
Because she's with me, right? Because Hina's with me, right? You get that right, Hans, right?
Yeah, you fight Sack. See how that goes. You know, before she dies. Fight her before she dies. See how that goes.
Oh,
No, I think she was very good. But in the same way, you know, that's the reason she's again one of the pairings, right? Like she and Hina. Like the reason why I like Hina is because Sakura plays a big part in that relationship, and vice versa. So, and you know, it's nice to have, you know, a quote unquote physically strong female character, right? You know, and like and having a character that's like that looks physically strong means that in terms of a murder setting, it's like, are they gonna be one of the ones that murders, or can they be murdered? There's a bit of like there's some questions there, but I think she's very good. Someone who I did not. No, wait, no, sorry. Let me tell you a story, right? So, I may have misclicked, right? Whenever I was looking at all the gifts to give them, right? And instead of looking at the description of a gift, I may have accidentally given them salt. So yeah, and they did not appreciate that. So press the right button is what I'm telling everyone who wants to play this game.
The ultimate fashionista / the ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima. I really didn't like her.
I mean, are you supposed to?
I didn't think she was a good character.
Okay.
Yeah, because we need to think about this rather like not as our personal tastes of people, but rather as like a written
because
thing.
I get the whole point is like she's meant to have like gone insane essentially because like she's like completely like mental
because she's the ultimate despair.
Yeah, but I feel like the whole like constantly changing her personality, the way she gets on, none of it is like interesting, and I think I would have preferred the mastermind to literally be anyone else.
Could you
just because she dies so early, the whole twist of her being the mastermind I think is a bit lost. Because it's not someone you actually had time to kind of get to know. I think the twist of one of the students being the mastermind, specifically her being the mastermind, kind of loses a lot of its oomph.
As a character, as the bad guy, actually, you know, I like her. I do. I think I can understand where you're coming from, that the multiple personality stuff gets really annoying, but I think it makes it even more impactful at the very end where she cuts the crap. Like, and she goes to her quote-unquote normal self. Because I think that really adds to that scene where it's you and her just talking and she is back to normal because you've essentially outwitted her. I think that her being the fashionista and being pretty and being charismatic ties into the whole... Okay, yeah, maybe I can understand this person quote-unquote ending the world, I suppose. As for like, and I genuinely didn't see it coming. I didn't necessarily lose any oomph with me, because she died so early. I think that helped me because I think that it did make it seem less obvious because she was so far out of mind. But then they definitely, in my opinion, justify that she is the mastermind because they then flash back to everything and be like, "Hey, we essentially did tell you several times that she's the mastermind, and you just didn't pick it up. We foreshadowed this." So, no, I like her. I think as a villain, she's quirky, but it does add to her. It adds to like when she gets serious.
Alex?
Well, to follow up that massive essay, I will say one thing.
Yeah.
Best execution.
Oh, all
the executions.
Oh.
Wait, is that it for Alex?
Yep. I don't need to say anymore because Hans said it all.
No, I don't really have a feeling either way about them. I love the idea though that like, you know, they killed the person they were working with. I think that's really cool. But no, I think Nick is also right that if it was someone you actually knew properly, then it would have been better. However, it's something which I'm going to talk about in the gameplay bit. But the idea of this being a visual novel, but you as a player does not having choices. But we'll talk about that in gameplay. No, but yeah, overall I don't think they're fine as an anime villain, right? You know, and also I feel like if we're going to talk about them, we should also talk about the Monokuma character because they control them, right?
Well, I was going to say Monokuma.
Yeah,
next.
so but at the same time, I feel like they should be talked to together because one controls the other, right? But
I feel like they come across as completely separate
they do.
characters.
You're right.
Which is the issue.
I will say also that her being quirky and over the top contrasts well to Makoto, who's completely plain. I feel like that's an important dynamic to have when you're making a villain and a hero. I feel like you can draw parallels between the two, but their personality has to be relatively opposite. Like, if you look at the best ones in the world, like Joker and Batman, you know, Joker and Batman's the best example of just two opposites, but because they are opposites, they are just, it's a perfect matching, so I think it complements each other well.
Finally, the star of the show, the ultimate teddy bear, Monokuma. I think he's great. I think he's so awesome. I think his theme's amazing. The way he just appears out of nowhere is awesome.
How's a pervert? How's a pervert?
How he is the pervert Hifumi should be.
Where he's like, he really is a pervert, but then tries to justify he's only saying these things because you shouldn't be doing them.
Yeah. He's trying to withhold order. He's got rules and he follows them.
By the way, Monokuma, massively popular in Japan. Like, apparently he is like...
Not surprised.
Apparently Danganronpa as a whole in Japan is actually surprisingly massive. Yeah, he's kind of just an extension of Junko. Yeah, no, he's funny. I love his character design, and there's one picture in particular wherever you get a close-up of him, and you can see through his red eye the robotic side of him, and I think that kind of encapsulates him perfectly. He is half adorable and half just fucking psychotic. So yeah, I think it's a good character.
Surely the big split down the middle shows you that he's happy.
Yeah, no, like it is, but like I feel like, you know,
I know what you mean.
It's done well.
Yeah.
It's like the Joker. The Joker is equal parts hilarious, equal parts fucking psychotic. You know, it's a good balance.
Alex,
He annoyed me at times, like the fact that
is it because you inadvertently killed all your BFFs?
well, I mean that, and the
He doesn't
theater
shut up sometimes.
was annoying. He goes on
Yeah, that's fair enough.
too long.
Is there something really deep and meaningful about the theater? Like something
No,
beyond...
as far as I can tell, there is. I played that game twice, and as far as I can tell, there isn't.
The morning and night videos are unnecessary.
I actually want to talk about that later. Actually,
I think that was the point of the Monokuma theaters, was just to distinguish. Okay, it's a new day. I genuinely think that was the only point of them.
There was just too much of them.
I feel. Okay, so I thought at the very start, like a lot of characters, I thought his voice was really jarring. But actually, like, I thought he was fine as a character. Yeah, like evil / cuddly teddy bear. That's like really, that's a really big smart ass, and that just, you know, if the rules don't make sense, I'm just gonna make new rules. It's fine, no problem. No, I thought
it's chaos personified.
Yeah, I think it was good.
Gameplay. I have a myriad of issues with the gameplay. Part 1 of the gameplay. I think getting around to school is a fucking chore.
Did you fast travel?
Yes, including fast traveling. So, say I want to walk somewhere, that's fine. But every time my cursor goes over something you can possibly interact with, I slow down to a fucking crawl. Like, it's especially really bad when you, like, say, walk out of your dorm and turn around, and because there's so many doors around you, you go fast, and then for about half a second, you go really fucking slow, and then you go fast, and then for half a second, you're really fucking slow. And fast traveling doesn't make it any better, because I think the map loads super fucking slowly, and I just think having to tab between all the different maps instead of just, say, a menu is really slow. Trying to find a place you can actually fast travel to, also really slow sometimes.
I had issues walking about, but fast traveling I thought made the game a hell of a lot better.
I personally had absolutely no issue with the traveling around the place.
I actually agree with Nick in terms of the camera slowing down near interactable objects. It's really weird, and because I think I mentioned this before, like outside the stream or outside the podcast. where coming out of the dorm, and because all the doors are like lined up and you try to turn the camera, the only way I found to get around that was if you strafe, it doesn't slow you down. So if you if someone else saw you just like running sideways down the corridor, that's fine.
Okay, does anyone else want to talk about the daily life investigation side of things?
Oh, actually, no, I do, actually. So, what I will praise the game on, okay? Being someone who loves his Phoenix Wright games, okay? I know a lot of people will actually disagree. I actually like the idea of it saying, okay, you haven't looked at everything yet.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times in Phoenix Wright, you're literally clicking through every location, every little spot, until you find that one thing you need to find. But at least in this game, it's very much, okay, it's in this room.
It's like, all right, no, you shouldn't leave here yet. You haven't found everything.
Yeah.
It's really weird story-wise, because like, what could I have forgotten?
How does he know this?
Yeah.
Like some people will call it hand-holding, but to me, it's more streamlining. It stops from frustration setting in.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Like, it's the whole thing we were saying about certain characters being like very, you should go here. Like, it stops the player just wandering around the entire school trying to find a piece of evidence.
Well, before we actually talk more about that, who did everyone actually talk to? Because obviously we talked about our favorite characters, but obviously a lot of them died.
I talked to everyone at least once.
You talked to everyone once, okay. So you wouldn't have gotten a lot of abilities then?
There was a couple of people I got the second tier of. But the ones I got the second tier of were mainly just the ones who said, here's another SP.
Yeah. That's what
Which
happens.
was unfortunate.
Yeah.
No, I got pretty far in Heroes stuff. So I think Hero was
Why?
The way I worked, because I did use the Monokuma stuff, so mine kind of went off whatever gifts got the best. I used a gift guide, and this is like, okay, so this guy likes this, so I just went and give it to him or her. So just happened that most of the stuff I got from that was stuff that Hero liked. So, but it got me extra health, so I didn't care. Right, should we get on to the actual trial stuff, because we are in near 2 hours here.
I really like the trial stuff, even though it is kind of just literally Phoenix Wright. But there is issues. I think the game my biggest issue is the game never explains one of the fundamental aspects to it, and that is that your stored contradictions that you can store from like the actual conversations, it never explains that those carry over after the end of a conversation like slot. So if I store something from the last part of that conversation, it will carry over back to the first one. So I spent about half an hour trying every single combination I thought was possible of evidence of contradictions. Just like whenever I ran out of health, I just retried it and continued on. And it wasn't until I looked up a guide that I realized that it said you could like bring the contradictions loop back around. And I felt I felt cheated by the game because it never explains that from what I can tell. I also like one of the other things I feel about the trial is it fluctuates very widely, but I feel like this is also an issue in Phoenix Wright, where sometimes it is fucking blatantly obvious what the answer is, but there are certain times where like it's not so obvious, and the logic to get there doesn't make as much sense as you kind of think it would. Like, there are times where I feel like the evidence doesn't actually match up with what you're contradicting.
Yeah, like, and it's in the later cases, it's like you're just throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks, almost.
Yeah. Like, there are times where I feel like there's especially one time, but I can't actually remember when off the top of my... I think it's in the very last case, where I feel like there is a better evidence than it asks you for, but it's not the right answer.
Yes. Is it the one where they're asking for 2 separate pieces of evidence?
Yes, and the second evidence ends up being the final bullet time battle.
Yeah.
But they are kind of interchangeable pieces of evidence. Just happens that it's the group photo and the amnesia stuff, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember which segment I've touched on this, but the idea that this is a visual novel with no choices. The only choice you make in this game is who you talk to. Like, the actual rest of it, it is just like Phoenix Wright in the sense of there is a beginning and an end, and you just have to click the right buttons at the right time.
Yeah, so this is something I actually asked Hans after I think the first case happened, where I wasn't sure if your social linking stuff would ever affect the actual story. So, like, because, like, it's maybe implied that, if you social link with someone, maybe you can start changing the outcomes of some cases. That's not the case at all.
No.
Every single case will always play out the exact same way.
Yes.
Like, is that a bad thing? Not really. But it's like
It's a missed out opportunity.
Yeah,
That's
like
kinda what
wouldn't
it
it be
is.
cool? Yeah, if like I just turned around and was like, oh, you know what? Me and Hina, we're gonna like get out of here. We're gonna have a nice life. And it's like she betrays you. And it's like, oh, she was the mastermind. As like what? And
it would be nice, but I understand how difficult that could be to write around.
Oh yeah.
All right. In conclusion, I think I have very mixed feelings about this game. I really love the characters and the plot, and I would recommend it to someone if you're willing to put up with some ropey gameplay at times. I think the trial stuff is perfectly fine, bar one misstep, but I just think the daily life stuff is a chore. Hans?
I really, really like Danganronpa. Obviously, that's why I picked it. The story is awesome, and any issues I have with it are nitpicks. I don't have any real massive issues. There's nothing in this game that really stopped me from enjoying it. So yeah, I would recommend it to pretty much anyone who likes murder mystery. I know, obviously, you cannot recommend this to someone who only plays Call of Duty, put it that way. This is slightly niche, and I understand it's niche. But no, I think it's a very good game, and I don't think I've ever been a latecomer to a series that's ever taken me quite as lovingly as Danganronpa has.
Oh,
Alex?
sorry, Alex.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, I got out of I go. Oh, fuck.
So Alex's opinion does not matter.
Well, I thought this game was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. Had very little issue with it, other than all my BFFs either betraying me, killing someone, or dying, or being a murderer.
Best game on Game Club.
Oh,
wow! To be fair, he missed Undertale and Contradiction, so I mean,
true. Yeah.
I'm gonna say best game I've played on Game Club. It was actually a game which I showed everyone that like it's a game which I actually wanted to buy for myself before, but never did. And I was a bit worried whenever this was posted, like, maybe this won't be as good as I was hoping, but it was. And although I have pointed out issues on this podcast, like, it genuinely made me want to keep playing every day.
All and all, Danganronpa got very good reviews from us here at the Game Club. But before we wrap up, we have one final piece of business. Next month is May, which means I have to write a dissertation. But in addition to that, we have to find out what game Mr. Alex Proudfoot wants us to play.
okay.
Alex, what are we playing next month?
So, because I missed last month, or the last choice of mine, which was the amazing Contradiction, which everyone loved.
Are we going to play Contradiction again?
We're not playing Contradiction again, no. And because we're now following the kind of theme of like murder mystery stuff.
Wait, before Alex says anything, I might just like, after having to play Alan Wake, I might just boycott all of Alex's games.
I have chosen Late Shift.
I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! It's an FMV game. It's the latest FMV game on Steam.
Yep.
Late Shift is a high-stakes FMV crime thriller. Wait, what? Forced into a brutal London heist, you must choose your own adventure in this interactive cinematic experience with adaptive storylines that lead to one of 7 conclusions. Your decisions are you.
Damn right.
What the fuck does that mean?
That's a really bad tagline. Surely it would make more sense if it says you are your decisions.
What does your decisions are you mean?
It would make more sense the other way around, because it'd be like,
Yeah.
your decisions define you.
Not much more sense, but more sense.
Over 180 decision points in total, with no pauses and no looping footage.
Decision points sounds like some form of currency, less than like a narrative point.
Well, Hans, for 40 decision points, you can buy an apple.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed Contradiction, so I have mixed feelings about this one. I don't know.
It looks a bit more higher budget.
It does.
Contradiction is that one. Yes, so join us next month when we play Late Shift. But for now,
Well, your
it's a goodbye
decisions
from
are
Hans.
you.
Your decisions are
My
you.
decisions are me.
Yeah, they are.
Hans, what are your decisions?
Are they you or me?
Alex, what are your decisions?
Alex.
And I, what are your decisions?
I'm gonna leave.
My decisions are me. See you in May.